you want to pull over, you want to get in the sturdy shelter right away, because we're looking at some main thoroughfares, 76 there near West Pikeland, near Malvern. So you want to get out of your car, you want to get in a sturdy shelter right away. The cell is holding together really well. And if you look at the movement, you can actually almost see that there's some rotation within it. And that's the problem. That's what we were worried about tonight. You want to switch?
Would you like to?
You want to switch? All right, we're going to regroup here.
Yeah, you're watching Action News at 5 with Rick Williams and Shari Williams. We've got meteorologist Peyton Dumsky and meteorologist Cecily Tynan, of course, working on these tornado warnings in our region.
Yes, it's affecting the region in many ways. And as we go back to our meteorologists, they will continue to urge safety for people who are within the target areas where these watches and warnings are unfolding at this hour. So let's head back over to Cecily and Peyton and get the very latest on these
It's been a pretty active afternoon. I'm going to kind of follow you, so we're tag teaming here. So we do have a tornado warning until 5:30. So you can see that it's a large section of Chester County, also parts of Montgomery County, also kind of bleeding into Delaware County. So if you live in this area, you want to seek shelter right away. Best thing you can do, just grab your cell phone. Maybe you can stream us from your basement. If you don't have a basement, just get in the lowest level of your home, an interior room, maybe a closet or a bathroom. Put as many layers between you and the outdoors as possible. So this is the cell that's been causing all the trouble. It's near Euclid right now. We've had about 18 lightning strikes over the past 15 minutes. It's moving east at about 25 miles per hour, and it also is packing some hail. So what we're looking at, radar indicated right to the east of Euclid, there has been a little bit of notching. So what that's called a hook echo, and that's an indication. You can see that the air is kind of wrapping around the center of the storm, and when you get that, you get a wall cloud first, and then you get a funnel cloud, and if the funnel cloud reaches the ground, you get a tornado. We don't have visual confirmation that this is in fact a tornado, but it's tornado possible. Radar indicated. We also, I'm just checking, okay, Ocean and Monmouth County, also tornado warning. That's out of our viewing area. But that's an indication that this is a pretty active night. So zooming in where we do have the best hook, where it looks like if there is a tornado, that's the center of rotation. It's crossing 113 right now. It's moving east, so it is heading towards 76. It's just south of West Pikeland. And the reason why they have a pretty big polygon is because right now it's moving to the east. But the thing about tornadoes is that they create their own atmosphere. So they don't always keep moving the same direction. Sometimes they can move north, they can move south, they can skip around. But part of the reason why the storms are just so robust is that there's a lot of humidity, there's a lot of heat, and the rainfall rates, this is showing 2.6. Let's go right in the center of that, because I think that's going to be a lot higher. More than 4 inches per hour. So when you get rain falling like that, it's torrential. So we are also worried of 6.5 inches per hour. It keeps getting higher and higher. We likely will be getting some flash flooding with this. So in addition to the tornado risk, there's also going to be a flash flood risk. You know that we're in a drought, and when you get rain that's falling that heavily, it's going to be running off. And this is going to be a big problem during the evening commute. Also, hail tracks show you the strength of this storm. There's a lot of lift. So this storm, as it's been, and you can see how it tracked through Honeybrook, it's been moving to the east. It's north of Euclid right now, south of West Vincent, and the hail tracks show you where we have the strongest part of the storm, and that storm is probably like 50,000 feet high, because we're looking at the potential for some pretty big hail as well. So that tornado warning continues until 5:30. What's going on? There's a warm front that moved through earlier today. That's what ushered in the heat and humidity. And then we have low pressure that's moving in. This low pressure has a history of creating tornadoes. We had dozens of them out across the Midwest over the weekend. So when you get that low pressure, encountering all that heat and humidity creates a little bit of spin. And that's why we're looking at the discrete cells that are popping up, that are growing, that are starting to rotate. And that's why we're looking at the tornado warning. Second tornado warning of the night. Again, much of Chester County right now, parts of Montgomery and Delaware County. And that's the cell we're looking at. And there we go. Let's go to that one. East Pikeland right now. You are north north of the center of rotation. But even if you're north of the center of rotation, I don't want you to think that you should be going outside. Now, we have lots of lightning strikes, we have heavy downpours, we have hail. So you do not want to be outside during a storm like this. Center of the rotation right now is crossing Route 100. It's heading very close to Swedesford Road, 202. This is a very populated area. It's likely very busy during the evening commute. So again, if you live in the area with a tornado warning, get to your basement right away. If you know anyone who's going to be traveling here, maybe give them a call, tell them to pull over, get inside a sturdy building. You do not want to be outdoors. You don't want to be driving during a tornado warning. So tornado safely, we've had quite a few tornado warnings lately in our area, so hopefully everyone knows what to do. Get into a basement. If you don't have a basement, a closet, an interior hallway, lowest level of your home. Avoid windows. Please do not try to get us any videos or pictures. We don't need them. Get indoors. Get under a sturdy object as well. That can help, because a lot of times when you do have a possible tornado, you get a lot of debris. You get trees and tree branches flying around, so you want to protect yourself. And all of this could see some severe storms. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 9 o'clock. So what a watch means is that conditions are favorable. It's not a promise that the severe storms will hit your area, but they could be cropping up pretty much anywhere south of the Lehigh Valley. Once we get past about 9 o'clock, this is when the atmosphere should start to stabilize a bit. And I think we'll have some storms. There'll be more garden variety storms and some rain. So the number of lightning strikes with this cell that we're tracking, that has prompted that tornado warning. We've had now 6 over the past 15 minutes. It's just north of Route 30 right now, the center of circulation of this storm. Now, notice again, the tornado warning does extend to the south, but that's because tornadoes can be very unpredictable. They can kind of change their direction. Why don't we go ahead and do a track maybe on this?
We can totally do that. And Cecily and I are here together. The latest on this, again, this is until 5:30. This is a severe thunderstorm warning capable of producing a tornado that was located over Chester Springs, or 8 miles north of West Chester. So the latest track on this is this moves east at 30 miles per hour. Let me get that together for you. This continues then again east at 30 miles per hour. So we can see some communities that are involved in the possibility of seeing some of this rotation. Again, Malvern, Cecily around 5:16. King of Prussia, if this extends past that warning, around 5:30, Radnor around 5:33. So it's not just important for those that are actually in the warning to find their safe place right now, but those on the other side of that warning. Remember, we keep telling people that they can be severe clear before things are really up and at it. But again, that tornado warning outside of the severe thunderstorm warnings we've seen include communities from just outside of West Vincent. This includes Schuylkill, as well as communities out to Lower Providence as well, Sugartown. We continue to see the possibility of that broad rotation too. As I put things back in motion for you, Cecily, this is a view, and I'm just going to trim this back of the last 15 minutes and how things are moving across the area.
And I'm going to steal your iPad because mine's not working. Can you turn it on?
We continue to see, obviously, the fact that there are some heavy hitting downpours included in this wet weather too, or I should say this broad rotation too. So again, the radar indicated tornado, the effect is in place, or I should say the warning is in place until 5:30.
Right, and we did get an update from the National Weather Service. So as of a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Chester Springs, 8 miles north of West Chester, it's moving east at 30 miles per hour. So this system is moving pretty quickly right now. And this is a cell that we've been kind of tracking that has been moving out of western Chester County. We had a tornado warning earlier, and that has now been extended. And there's plenty of fuel for these storms. We've got a lot of heat, we've got a lot of humidity out there, and the system that's pushing in, this low pressure does have a history of severe weather. We had a lot of severe weather over the weekend in the Midwest. So that's why the tornado warning is continuing, with the potential for also some pretty large hail, 1-inch hail. So the center of that right now is very close to 76 right now. North of East Whitelands, again, moving east at 30 miles an hour, 35 miles per hour. So this is a fast moving system. Maybe we can do a little bit wider view and show you the big picture, because people in South Jersey, some areas of South Jersey are like, what are you talking about? It's sunny and warm. So these are individual discrete cells. So when we get these popping up in an atmosphere that we have today, where it's hot, it's humid, we got to see some sunshine, there is room for these to grow. There's room for these to rotate. It's not a solid line that we're tracking. That cell right now in Chester County that's starting to push into Delaware County, parts of Montgomery County as well, that's the one that has the rotation. And we do have reports now, all right, eyewitness reports of a funnel cloud spotted 4 miles southwest of Chester Springs. Funnel cloud was seen about a mile to the spotters north, moving northeast, rapid rising motion, and spin could be seen around it. So the way a tornado develops, you get a wall cloud that kind of descends. You get rotation with a wall cloud, and a funnel cloud forms. Now, if the funnel cloud actually hits ground, then you have a tornado. So we have now visual confirmation of a funnel cloud, and we have radar indicated of rotation. So that's pretty good possibility of a tornado. So again, that tornado warning is in effect until 5:30. So it's from West Vincent, West Goshen, just to the west of Norristown and Marple. So this is a very populated area. Tornado warning, again, if you live in this area, get inside, get into your basement right away. If you have any relatives, any friends who live in that area as well, tornado safety, avoid the windows. You want to be as far away from the outdoors as possible. So you want to get in a basement. If you don't have a basement, just get the lowest level of your floor of your building where the winds will be the lowest, and put as many layers between you and the outdoors as possible. So if you have a closet, if you have a bathroom, not a bad idea also to get under something sturdy like a table in case there is some flying debris. Do you have any updates, Peyton?
The latest was that spotter report out of out of Chester Springs. That was that funnel cloud report. But again, this tornado warning goes until 5:30. Not only are we seeing the fact that there is some broad rotation indicated here, but the rainfall rates have been insanely impressive, especially on the northern extent of where this broad rotation is indicated across parts of the area, Cecily. And of course, it's all thanks to the fact that it's not only warm, but it's aggressively tropical in humidity out there. If you have been outside today, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So Phoenixville, you've got blinding rainfall coming down, of rainfall rates exceeding 5 inches per hour. And the threat on the table today has also been a flash flooding concern. We've been talking about the fact that it's not just straight line wind damage with any severe thunderstorm warning that forms, or a severe storm that forms, I should say, but also those heavy rainfall rates that could lead to that elevated risk for flash flooding, especially since it's been so bone dry around here. That rain really is not absorbed in the rate that it should be, so runoff happens very quickly, and even some embedded hail has been reported in some of these cells, and the hail tracks really depict the movement of some of these storms and how it's not just in a straight line. And we continue to talk about that as I can loop this over the past half an hour or so. You'll continue to see some changes as we even take you back in time, and even the cells outside of what we're talking about, there could be some embedded hail. So again, heavy drenching downpours, there's frequent lightning with this tornado warning. And just to set the bones, we are on air with you because this is the time that you need to be in your safe place. You can turn up the volume on your TV and get into that most interior room. Maybe it's the basement, maybe it's a closet, maybe it's a bathroom, well away from windows. This is not the time to go look outside. And of course, if rain is coming down at the rate that it is, you're likely not seeing a whole lot out there. So again, this goes until 5:30. Hail could likely be embedded in this. And again, the latest from the National Weather Service is that this tornado warning includes parts of south central Montgomery County, northeastern Chester County, and north central Delaware County too. So again, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Chester Springs, or 8 miles north of West Chester, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. So again, we're going to look at this a little closer too, because you start to see a little hooking too, and that's where you can really start to see if there's any rotation within this storm system too. So Cecily, we're likely to start to see some of these communities, especially outside, or I should say, that are not east of East Whiteland. So communities like West Whiteland, not too far from West Goshen, some of these places likely going to be dropped from this warning too, because they're not seeing any of that rotation as the
Yeah.
progression of this, again, is to the east.
So exactly. So if you're west of East Whiteland now, technically you're in the tornado warning, but the tornado threat has canceled. It is heading towards Tredyffrin, just north of Easttown. Radnor is just off the map right here. So again, very populated areas. I'm thinking that maybe we should try relative velocity to see if we can see.
And this might take a second
with-
to pop up, just so you guys know.
The scan